once again a very hearty welcome to our very distinguished guest, who is the third president to have visited us from Ghana. And today we had a very useful working session where a number of issues of mutual interest were discussed. Some of it we have been engaged in for some time, but today afforded us the opportunity to explore these issues a bit further, to comment on the fact that we have made some progress but not sufficient, to identify many areas of common interest, areas of energy, agriculture, education, culture, diplomacy, and we discussed at the granular level, at the local level, how we could do some specific things to continue to grow the bond between two very friendly nations, separated by geography, but bound by history and ancestry. So we are here this afternoon to provide the opportunity for His Excellency to speak to the population of Trinidad and Tobago by way of the media.
I'm happy to be here this afternoon in this famous city of Port of Spain, capital of Trinidad and Tobago, and delighted to be the guest of its Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Christopher Rowley, Member of Parliament. Mr. Prime Minister, this is a reciprocal visit to the one you paid to Ghana in May 2016. And I'm grateful to you, your government, and the people of Trinidad and Tobago for the warm welcome and hospitality accorded me and my delegation since our arrival late last night. Having Her Excellency the President, Madam Speaker, and several members of the Cabinet waiting to greet us at 11 p.m. with 4 military honors as gestures of friendship that my delegation and I will always treasure. It is good to be here again. In the 1980s, a group of West African friends and I made a habit of coming every year to participate in your celebrated carnivals. So I am something of a Trinidadian with lots of nostalgic memories. Over the last 2.5 years, the period of stay of my administration in office, the paths of our two nations have crossed in several areas of mutual concern, as we have had the opportunity of working together and attempting to draw investments into our respective countries. Today, Trinidadian shareholders own the majority of the shares of Republic Bank in Ghana, now one of the leading banks in our country. And Trinidadian investors are in the process of establishing in Ghana a petrochemical plant in fulfillment of their long-held aspirations, among other investments being considered in the country. On the other hand, Ghanaian companies like Niche Chocolate have started operations in this country, with other commercial operations such as the export of Ghanaian wax prints and shea butter into this country taking place. I'm thus here this afternoon to deepen the relations and strengthen the bonds of friendship and cooperation that exist between our two countries for the mutual benefit of our two peoples. I'm here also on another mission, ladies and gentlemen. My visit to your country follows visits paid in the last 2 days to Guyana and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So as I'm sure you must have heard by now, we in Ghana have declared this year, 2019, as the year of return. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, we're marking the 400-year anniversary of the first recorded arrival in 1619 of the first 20 enslaved Africans in the Commonwealth of Virginia, which was to become a part of the United States of America, initiating some of the most barbaric episodes in human history, the transatlantic slave trade and slavery. I launched the commemoration of the Year of Return at a ceremony last October in Washington, USA. As we mark the 400th anniversary of the start of the transatlantic slave trade, come and visit and let us together demonstrate that we have overcome. It says on the last door leading out of the dungeon from the slave castles that dot our coastline, door of no return. Let us show we can return. We have returned, and we have conquered the humiliation and degradation of 400 years ago. I look forward to many Trinidadians taking up our invitation. May God bless the peoples of Trinidad and Tobago and Ghana and the other peoples of the Caribbean and Africa. I thank you for your attention, and I'm happy to respond to any questions you may have.